let's dive right into it. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about something. I think I was having a conversation. I think I was having a conversation recently with my sweetheart on behalf of this idea of just kind of like pursuit and like at all costs. Of course, not putting anybody else's life at risk or at harm, but like I'm somebody who really used to bullshit myself a lot in my life. I gave into the easy things. I never learned delayed gratification at an early age in life, and because of that, it just kind of taught me to give into the easy things all the time. And so, like, looking at my life now, looking at where my life is now, it's very interesting to reflect on how things have evolved to this point, to the point that they're at now. But I realize that it's because at different times of my life, I've made choices that have really kind of like helped that. I don't even want to say helped. I would say I made choices that set the foundation, serious, stable foundation for the evolution of where I'm at now. And, it's really interesting to look back and realize that, like, oh, wow, yeah, I made those choices. Instead of instead of going out and having fun, I sat myself down and I completed this task. I completed this task that was important for me, and it's really easy to give into the easy thing because like in the moment it might, I don't know, it might feel good. It might give you that, like, that hit of dopamine, and it's very challenging to give into the, like, when you're not giving yourself the easy way out, right? If you have the capacity to look at something and then be like, and then go over and do the easy thing, right? The thing that feels good in the moment and everything. You're teaching yourself not to work, not to, you're teaching yourself a whole range of things, and all of these things are what I taught myself growing up. And I think it's interesting to, like, reflect on all of that and realize, like, oh wow, yeah. So, like, after a while, realizing that just wasn't going to work out for me, I ended up making X, Y, and Z decisions, and just they all, the accumulation of them combined with consistency led me to where I'm at now. There actually used to be a time in my life where I was genuinely concerned for myself, where I was like, wow, this is not going to get any better, right? But even that in and of itself, right? I'm actually doing things these days that counteract that in and of itself. Because that thought process, wow, it's not going to get any better than this. In fact, quite the opposite, it's going to get worse. That's a thought process that if you allow in and don't challenge, it will set your life up in a very specific way and direction and path and journey forward. And I just think that stuff's very interesting. We very oftentimes, underestimate the power of choice, the power of, like, no, I'm not going to go out, with, I don't know, with people tonight. Instead, I'm going to, I don't know, educate myself on behalf of something that could potentially radically transform my life. And see, that's the thing there, because, like, people are so comfortable inside of comfort. They're comfortable inside of what they're familiar with, right? Because it feels good to get out. It feels good to go out. It feels good to, if you're a people person, it feels good to be with people. And they look at these other things that they could do in their life, like, I don't know, educate themselves on behalf of something to become more familiar with it. So then when they become more familiar with it, they understand everything regarding it and how it could potentially impact their life in a positive way, right? And the pursuit of that has the potential to transform their lives far more than, I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, it's, it's great to be social and everything. It comes down to this. This is what I would argue. It comes down to looking at what it is that you want and need in life and living congruently based on that, right? So if what you want, if what you both want and need in life is to be somebody who is wildly disciplined in mental and emotional stability, I could think of at least one route to get you there: meditation. And, like, the investment in that, the ROI, is out of this world. It's out of this world. And so, like okay, how could that positively impact your life, right? So, like, if instead of going out with your friends, you are to learn about meditation, right? And then after learning about it, you are to sit down for somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes and actually practice meditation, right? That in and of itself has far more potential for you than the comfort of the familiarity of what you're used to doing, just, going out and stuff. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is to be conscious with every single decision that you're making in your life. Consider it this way. You're measuring every single second of your life. If you want to change your life, like if you want your life to look any differently than it does now, and you consider yourself somebody who's in a fucking shitty position, or shitty circumstances, or you just have an altogether shitty life, literally look at every single second of your life. What are you investing every second of your life into? Every single second, right? And making all that stuff count, because it is without a doubt that people waste time. They waste time on things that they don't want to do. They waste time on things that they're comfortable with. And if they could get outside of that kind of universe of bullshitting themselves, they'd realize, like, oh, wow, I actually do have multiple hours a week to invest in this, right? Instead of doing that, right? So it's very interesting, this aspect of choice, this aspect of decision, and how much these two things, I mean, they're both pretty much the same thing, but how much that in and of itself has the potential to drastically, and when I say drastically, I mean drastically, change your life. If I didn't make the decision to, start meditating, to start journaling, to start doing all these things on a daily basis that have radically transformed my life so far, I don't know where I'd be. I don't. And that's why I'm grateful that even though these things were hard in the beginning of the pursuit, it just makes your life better. There will never be a time that doing the easy thing improves your life, ever. Yeah, you might go to sit down and watch something on TV, and, the dopamine fireworks in your brain and everything, but that's just wiring that aspect of comfort and familiarity. Oh, I had a long day at work, like, oh, fuck, like, yawn, tired, all that stuff. Let's just relax and let the programmer, let the program do the work for you, right? You're not actually working on things that could transform your life. You're not actually looking at yourself. You're not actually, like, seeing your worth. You're not seeing your shit. You're just letting a program run for you, and it's dictating your life. And I just think that is fucking lame, because we can always do better for ourselves. And the very reason why immaculate lives are as they are is because doing the hard shit, doing the difficult shit is what makes your life better. There's no such thing as immaculate energy in easy things. There's not. We have to adapt. We have to grow. We have to evolve. I mean, we don't have to. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You can, I don't know, literally do whatever you want. But the pursuit of something, the pursuit of creating something, the pursuit of actualizing potential. That's the rewarding shit, you know? Waking up in the morning and going for a run early in the morning, 5:30 a.m., you know? There's serious fucking value in that. Like, serious value in that. And that will not add the same level of value to your life that, you know, I don't know, getting up at a certain time and just sitting down and watching Netflix when you know for a fucking fact you're not as good as you could be. It will not bring the same level of value. Taking that run will add far more value to your life than sitting down and watching TV ever will. Because there are a whole faculty, there are several dynamics, there are several aspects, several health benefits to exercising that sitting down on the couch and watching Netflix will never give you. But if you allow yourself to be molded by these easy things, you're going to have a very difficult life. Because that's just the way that it works. And I think that, you know, there will be times of insight where it's like, or not even insight, realizations where, you know, you're like, maybe I'm not doing the best I can for myself. Oh, click, popcorn. You know, just the choice is yours. That's all this is. The choice is yours.